the text out of it. So there is no way a screen reader would be able to pick up the content and be able to read this out. Let me show you one more and then we'll get started. Here is a book that I just downloaded from the NCERT's website. It's a class, it's an English book for class 2. And on this particular book, certain instances, for example, the book says, can you make zigzag lines, see how the zigzag runs. These are all very visually, they're intended to address people who can see what's in the book. And if you would have to have this book converted through a screen reader, there's not much that the person sitting at the other end will be able to extract or learn this content. Here is one like, write your mother's name as Ram did, and there is a text box. This is for people who can write, but for somebody who can not see what's on the screen, or what the screen reader would read out to them, this box will have no meaning. So clearly, I wanted to just highlight a couple of points. Again, I'm not nitpicking on a particular agency or a government department. What we want to look at is, how do we start focusing on creating accessible documents and that citizens can use irrespective of whether they have any impairment or not. We have to find a day where we stop creating content that is inaccessible and then start creating content that is accessible from day one. It is designed to be accessible day one. So I'll go back to my presentation, and like I said, you can stop me anytime if you have any queries. So clearly, these were some of the challenges that we started working on. See what is it that we could do differently and be able to make an impact to the way government officials to start with create accessible content. There is a couple of legislations that are underway or are in place, or guidelines that are in place that explicitly call out the need to create content that is accessible. So if you, I'm sure all of you are aware of the People with Disabilities Act that is currently in a working draft, and hopefully it should see the light of the day as an act. One of the things that it calls out is all content, including publications, periodicals, journals, educational material, and textbooks, multimedia, internet, and electronic formats shall be available to persons with disabilities in an accessible format. So there is an act that is currently underway, and this is the last working draft that I have on the screen, where clearly the content needs to be designed in a format that is accessible, or needs to be prepared in a format that it can be converted into an accessible format. Likewise, there is also a guidelines for Indian government websites, and a session prior to this covered the guidelines for Indian government website and what are the things that are mandated by the government, and especially the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment's website today is one of the first websites from a government perspective to be converted into a format that is accessible and screen reader friendly. Ministry of Finance probably was the second website to happen, and there is a letter that has been issued by the Minister of Social Justice, Mr. Shri Mukul Vasani, to all central and state government departments to make their websites accessible. So it's great to make a web page accessible. It is okay to design the web page or the structure of the site that allows it to be in an accessible format. But you look at any website, a lot of the content on the website is not just web pages or images. There are also documents that are attached. Those documents could be forms, they could be guidelines, circulars, schemes, announcement for scholarships as an example, or to apply for a scholarship or a grant for an NGO, and so on. So documents constitute an important part of the website content. And that's what the guidelines for Indian government website states, that all documents under section 4.2.7, all documents and developed and published and issued by in the public domain by government department ministries must be published on the website. And these could be 5-year plans, annual reports, budget documents, guidelines, citizen charters, census, surveys, and statistical reports. But what is more important under this section is that documents must be available in an accessible format. And they point to a link to a part later in the document that essentially states that while the GIGW does not mandate what should be the format, but whatever that format should be, it should be accessible. So we took these And we looked at the People with Disabilities Act and the challenges that I outlined in the earlier part of my session. And for those, keeping those in mind, we analyzed, along with Barrier Break, a set of 400 documents in both central and state government websites. What are the primary things that governments issue, whether it's a GR, whether it's a circular or an office order? We analyzed those websites and looked at the ones that are most commonly used. So if you look at the different categories, as I've show up on the screen, these could be annual reports, these could be citizen charters, these could be notifications, circulars, and so on. These are the different categories that we picked up, and we prioritized a couple of them based on what we saw on the websites that issue circulars the most. We spoke with a couple of decision makers, and they said, look, I am not going to expect you to train every employee in the government on every possible impairment that exists and what to fix on the document. I want you to make it simple so that the user needs to create the document, check for issues, and then be able to say, okay, this document is accessible. That's the fundamental thing that is required. So is there a way to define a standard operating procedure or a set of steps that will make the document accessible? There should be none or minimal end user training, which means I should be able to tell the people, you worked like this yesterday, today I want you to do these 1 or 2 additional steps, and that's all that you need to do. You don't need to learn anything new to be able to do it. Leverage commonly used tools, like I said, minimal training. So if there are tools that you use on a day-to-day basis, then just continue to use those tools. And then support the creation of accessible PDFs, which can then be posted on the website. So what we did was, we created 40 templates for governments for the things that they use on a day-to-day basis. What is a template? A template is a predefined layout. So think about a template as a form that you fill up. So a circular is also a form, except that it has a lot of space for people to write. A passport form is limited information, and there is text. So the structure can be different. People do not have to create the circular from scratch, from a clean slate. They have something that guides them on how to use the template. What we also said was that there is a tool within Word which is called the accessibility checker. I talked about that in my session yesterday, but for the benefit of those who are not able to attend, an accessibility checker uses a set of rules, and for those rules it validates whether the document conforms to an accessible format. It is available as a part for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So any of the content that you create in Microsoft Office will be checked for accessibility. What do we check? If there is a picture, has somebody put an alternate text so that the screen reader will be able to read that out? Does the table have appropriate headers? Does the table have alternate text so that when the screen reader reaches the table, it starts informing as to what is this table all about? It takes care of similar things for shapes and graphs that you put in, or audio and video files, hyperlinks. So rather than having a complicated hyperlink, is it possible for you to create a description, write a description of the hyperlink, and so on? So these are some of the things that it checks. And when you look at a combination of a template and an accessibility checker, we had the recipe of something that will help create these documents. So for example, the presentation that I was playing before I started my session, this is a set of video files. Let me run an accessibility checker on this and give you an instance of what's possible. So on my screen, I have the PowerPoint slide that was playing the video a couple of minutes back. I go into File, I go into an option called Check for Issues, and within Check for Issues, I have a button that allows me to say Check for Accessibility. And when I run the tool, on the right hand side of my screen, I get a separate pane that essentially gives me a list of things that are not right in the document. So as you see on the screen here, I can see that it's pointed out certain errors like missing alternate text for my audio or video. it's given a missing text for a rectangle, alternate text for a rectangle that does not have any characters in between. It tells me that there is a missing slide title. But along with the errors, it's not just the errors that it is pointing out. It also tells me why should you fix the problem and how do you fix the problem. So if there is no slide title, its description on why should you fix it is, slide titles are used for navigation and selection by those who are not able to view the slide. If the slide does not have a title, as someone who is not able to see the slide, I need to establish the context of what's in the slide. And I will not be able to do that if I don't have a title. So it tells you how to fix it with 1 or 2 steps or 3 steps, and it tells you that if you've done it, then your document is, or your presentation or whatever you're using is okay for screen readers to be able to read out the content. This applies for Word. Yes, ma'am. So the accessibility checker, I'll repeat the question. The accessibility checker is available only in Office 2010. The reason is that the document structure being in an XML format, we are able to then identify headings separately, body text separately, tables separately, and that's what has been enhanced as a part of Office 2010. So Word, Excel, and PowerPoint have the accessibility checker as a part of the options under the file menu. So similarly, we have this in Excel, we have this in Word, and that's really what we started to focus on. So on the World Disability Day on 3rd of December last year, along with the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Shri Mukul Vasnik, we announced the availability of these 40 templates that I'm going to demonstrate shortly. Second thing that we announced was a set of training available to government departments, so that if they are interested in adopting these templates, how can we get them to use these templates? How do we get them to customize these templates to suit their requirements, and if required, create new documents? So we offered a set of trainings of 1 per quarter, and we will get all the respective